So for the next meal I want to share with you is easy soup beans and cornbread. Some may know it as pinto beans, but it's a very easy, simple dish, and it will feed a lot of bellies. A lot of you may already make this in an Instant Pot, but I'm going to show you how to do it with a slow cooker. There's a lot of different variations that you can do with it. You can put bacon in it, salt pork, you can use bouillon cubes to season it, you can use ham, because you want to remember that the beans do not have any flavor, so you want to try to flavor them the best that you can with a lot of salt and different flavorings. Also, cornbread is what we do here in Eastern Kentucky that we like to pair with it. Also, if it's in your budget, you can make salmon patties, you can eat sauerkraut with it, or fried potatoes. There are a lot of different other dishes on the side that you can make with the soup beans and cornbread, or you can just eat the soup beans and cornbread. So here's my beans. I got a mix of northern beans and pinto beans. I got about a pound here. That will feed several mouths. So you just want to kind of go through your beans. I've got mine on a paper towel, thinking that they might show up a little better because of the color of my countertop, just so you might be able to see better. But you just want to go through them and pick out, sometimes you'll have rocks in them, so you just want to make sure you pick the rocks out because you definitely don't want to bite into a rock. And then after you pick them out, sometimes you can soak them overnight for 6 to 8 hours, or you can go ahead and just put them straight into your slow cooker. So now that you got your beans in the slow cooker, you want to fill them up to where the water covers the beans at least a good inch over, or about 8 cups of water. As you're cooking these and you see that your beans need more, because if you don't soak them overnight, they will take a little more water to cook. You can add more water as you cook the beans as you see that they're running low. And also depends if you like your beans like really soupy or if you like them more on the thicker side. On what you have on hand, I'm going to put a little bit of this ham that I have on hand. There's been several times that I didn't have any ham, bacon, or salt pork, and I just used these beef bouillon cubes, and it still turns out delicious. And just don't forget that you still need to add plenty of salt to your beans, but don't salt your beans until they're almost done, because you can always add salt but you cannot take it away. Okay, I've got my ham added to my beans, and I went ahead and added a bouillon cube as well because I know this ham is not very salty. Also wanted to add, I do remember an old trick my mama taught me. If you do have a dish that is too salty, she said you can put a raw peeled white potato in it and it will help absorb some of the salt. So that's just a tip in case that happens to you. And then I wanted to add, this is about 2 cups of beans, or 1 pound. So I'm going to put these in the slow cooker on low for 6 to 8 hours, and I'll check back with you. So instead of baking my cornbread, I decided to make fried cornbread patties. And then how we like to top our soup beans here is with fresh cut up onion. And then I just took a screenshot of what a pound of pinto beans is in my neck of the woods. We like to eat our soup beans with salmon patties, and you should be able to make this dish and still get within the $5 limit. So let me show you how. So now we have our can of salmon in our bowl. Just make sure you pick through it and pick all the bones out. To my salmon, I added a tablespoon of mayonnaise, a teaspoon each of salt, pepper, paprika, onion powder, and garlic powder. Of course, if you want to use fresh onion or green onion, that would be delicious, and fresh garlic. Now I'm going to add my egg and lemon juice. I have my lemon juice and egg added. I'm going to give all this a mix. And then I'm going to add breadcrumbs or cracker crumbs, whichever one you have on hand will be fine. I've also had this with red bell pepper, celery. I've had it with parsley in it. There's so many different recipes, but this is just a simple, basic recipe. I've got my crackers added in there. Now I'm going to give this a mix, and it just depends on how juicy your lemon was. I used half of the lemon juice, and whether or not you got all the water drained out of your can on how much crackers or breadcrumbs you'll need. So I'm just going to mix this up, and then once you're able to form a patty, then that's how you know this is ready to go. I wanted to add, I've also made this with canned tuna as well, and it was just as delicious. Tuna sometimes is a cheaper option, and if that's what you have on hand, then definitely try it. So I've got everything combined. I think I've got it good where it'll make a patty. If you make this ahead of time, let the ingredients get to know each other a little better, you can definitely do that. Go ahead and form your patties and pop this in the refrigerator until you're ready to fry them up. That would be even better. But over here in my pan, I've got some butter flavored avocado oil I got heating up. So I'm going to make my patties and then throw them in the pan. And you want to cook them on each side until they're cooked through and they're brown and crispy on the outside. Now I've got my salmon patties in my skillet. I kind of make mine small and thin. That's how I like them. I don't like them really thick. And I'm going to cook these probably 5 or 6 minutes on each side on medium. I'm not for sure exactly, but I do like mine really crispy and crunchy and brown on both sides. I just got my salmon patties flipped. I did about 4 minutes on that side. I'll give you an idea just to keep your eyes. You can see I kind of tore that one a little bit. They're fragile little things, so you gotta be careful. And then when you make your next batch, just make sure you put some more oil or butter in your pan. I got my first batch off, and then what I like to do, which you can just make one cinnamon patty. Oh my gosh. You can just make one salmon patty and fry that up and then taste test it just to make sure you have your seasonings right, because you can't really taste it raw. So that's what I did there. Just took a corner off and I had my husband to taste it to see if it needed any more salt, pepper, garlic, onion, or lemon juice, and he said it was great. Just a quick tip. Here's the finished product. This is how we like to eat our pinto beans, or what we call soup beans. Here in Eastern Kentucky is just some cornbread and onion on top. These are also good with banana pepper rings. And then we've got our salmon patty on the side with some mustard. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoy this meal. Thank you.